Let's talk about this lovely chick, right? Um, she took to prominence a while back when she made some statements. That's when I first heard of her about the beef she had with I think it was Tevin Campbell. She said something about no, he can't sing, he can't do this and that, and you saw that it sparked the outrage. Like, who is this African broad speaking on Black American culture? Thinks she can dictate who we want to sing or whatnot at award shows, or whatever. Like, who is she to speak on that? And I get it. Black folks are hypocritical with this. We let white liberals in here and there. Y'all give people like Bill Maher pass, and y'all let the Young Turks talk in black issues and conversations. Like, why is the Young Turks talking about the Kaepernick Jay-Z situation and stuff like that? Like, huh? Like, really? And even you've seen times when they've been wrong. I think the one Hassan dude called Joe Button a dinosaur and he was irrelevant and this and that. Clearly, the problem when you don't know the culture. As much as nobody likes Joe Button as a person, I don't. I like his music. I think he's a dick as a person. But you can't say the motherfucker is irrelevant and washed and can't rap. He's one of the few that can actually rap and has bars. Despite me not liking his personality, we can all admit that. But when you have people who are not in the culture speaking on the culture, you get issues like that. And Lovely, to me, is not just white liberals or non-black or they Armenian, whatever the hell they want to call themselves, or even Africans who constantly mock black culture. And I get it. I'm the first person thrown off the boat and I'm replaced with the pro-black half-breed like Drake or Colin Kaepernick or Taco Mexi, I call him now, Sean King. I get that. We pick and choose who we let in, who we let speak for us. But then y'all get in y'all feelings when they go a little bit too far. When Bill Maher starts dropping nigga, or when Lovey starts coming at people you love and revere and respect, right? We do that. But this conversation about Dave Chappelle, which I'm going to read, to me, it ain't got nothing to do with a gender war. It ain't got nothing to do between black men and black women. And somehow she made it that. Like, I get why LBGT is mad at Dave for his jokes. I get why white liberals want to smack Dave on the hand like, no, Dave, that's bad. Don't do that. Right? I get all that. But why are you making this a gender war between black men and black women? And I'm looking at a lot of black American women agreeing with this woman, letting this woman come in and putting more rife between us that don't need to be there. Right? But let's be honest. This lovey chick is a guest to black American culture. And I say that because she's let us know several times that she's not of the culture. And she mocks the black American culture, right? That was the big issue with her, Yvette Cornell and all that other stuff. She mocks black American culture. I don't care about the Akata and this and that other stuff, but she's been very critical in a mocking way, in a condescending way, one might think. And black women allow her to have that space. Tell a lot of because black men ain't following her, support her. Maybe LBGT black men, but heterosexual black men ain't messing with this broad. And I'm gonna make that point again later on. But I'm gonna read to you what she wrote, and I'm trying to make the connection. Like, how did this get about black men and black women, or black women being somehow like you can't even give me a point of reference to understand what the fuck you talking about. Like, where has a black woman been silenced in corporate America social media? If anything, they have a way bigger voice and a way bigger platform. All kinds of publications. They can write and vent and say exactly what they feel at any given moment in time. You saw what Elizabeth Warren did when she went to Essence Fest. Black women are likely to be led and do this and do that. Like, I'm not seeing that. But let's read what she wrote. So let's read what this bird wrote. If a black woman was slinging the same jokes Dave Chappelle is, especially in 2019, when everyone's politics should have evolved and matured, that's your first problem. With these liberal millennial fuckity fuck folks, they think because they have a worldview that the world should follow, that everybody else should go online. And that means if you're an artist, if you're an entertainer, a comedian, a gamer, an athlete, you have to follow their worldview. You can't have your own opinions and own ideas of what should be okay. And that's partly of what I saw in Dave Chappelle's comedy special. Fuck all that. We ain't got to do that. We don't care what you... Like, you can... This space right here is sacred ground for us. And if you don't want to watch it, you don't want to hear it, you have the option not to. But this goes to this millennial safe space policing speech bullshit that black folks co-sign. But that's the thing, like, you feel entitled to tell your worldview should have evolved by now. You can't have those antiquated ideas anymore. Like, no, I still got these worldviews. I still believe in traditional family, traditional marriage. My just because you change don't mean I have to follow you, right? Just because you change the culture doesn't dictate how I rule my life or how I run my household. You can do what you want to do out there, and that's the problem with a lot of these, feminist LGBT folks, is like they want to make their shit the mainstream and the dominant culture. That's the problem you have. Keep your shit and go mind your business, do your own thing, and nobody will bother you. But when you start trying to force it on other people, that's when we got the issues. Alright, so what does she say? She says people would currently want her head on a spike. Okay, give me an example of that. Give me an example when black women would even go that route. Show me a black woman who is that unapologetic and would go there, right? Like, first, there are no women, period, on a Dave Chappelle level, comedy-wise, right? I'll just be honest with you. Women aren't funny, period. I don't think there's any female comics I would pay to go see. None of them are funny to me. Yeah, I said that shit. But, like, you can't even give me an example of what that looks like. Show me where in our culture that black women can't be boisterous and open and say how they feel and what they think, right? And then we're going to talk about this later, but the examples she used, they don't even make sense. Black women have the ebony, essence, the root, some elements of Jezebel. They got all these outlets to speak their mind, speak their truth, be unapologetic about it. I remember Amber Phillips and Jamila Lemieux went on the Breakfast Club. Black men are the most dangerous things in the world, and black women can't even go on dates, and we kill them at impunity. Statistically, that's the highest way black women die. Like, I can say all that shit freely with no backlash, with no checks. You trying to compare that to black men who have to walk on eggshells across with America, who you can tell when black dudes are caping and pandering to black women so that they keep that dollar? Like, I need some examples if you can show me where a black woman was even close to that. You saying, show me her. When did this happen? Now, if you want to say, Dave Chappelle stood on his pedestal, on a soapbox, and he, on some Messiah shit, said, I'm going to take this sacrifice for comedy. Right? I got my bag. I got my money. I don't care. But he's the one that's saying all this millennial, weirdo, safe space, we can't joke about this, can't joke about that. I'm against that. And everybody else needs to get over this and get back to doing comedy and being funny again and being offensive again to everybody. You can't have groups that get passes, right? Now, Dave Chappelle knows the backlash of that. Hence, he was gone for 10 years after he did his sketch show. And then he was another 10 years before he got a special again on Netflix. So I'm sure firsthand he knows the consequences of pissing off the gay mafia, right? He knows the consequences of pissing off white liberals in Hollywood. So if a black woman knows the same thing and she says, I'm going to capitulate, I'm going to fall back, I don't want to lose my brand, I don't want to lose my money, who fault is that? Who fault is it is if y'all don't want to withstand the fire and a man does? Again, I need examples of that, right? And she's going to give an example up here pretty soon. Okay, it says, even the critiques Dave gets as he is being all types of phobic, whatever, he's a comedian, are gentle and nuanced, and they make sure that they acknowledge his brilliance. First, it's fascinating to watch just because there are women who have said way less and we don't fuck with her list, right? Now, who put her on that we don't fuck with her list, right? Let's be honest about that, right? Because she used the example of Chrisette Michele, which I think is a dumb example, but who did that? Black men weren't going to Chrisette Michele shows. Black men are not Chrisette Michele's target audience. Black women are the ones that shut her down. Black women are the ones who are, I hope she loses her deal. I hope she, something bad happens to her. I watched so many comments of black women attacking Chrisette Michele and wishing her the worst, right? Dave Chappelle's fan base and audience is not black women or black people in general. We've already had the discussion already last time. The reason why a lot of these other comedians, the fat dude from Friday, or Alfonso, whatever his name is, or even Ari Spears said some slick shit, like, they admitted, like, yo, he came up, but he didn't come up to us, right? So I guess we feel some type of way because his success is not based off of us. So he could, if he wanted to, be offensive towards us, because it doesn't matter because we don't sell the tickets, right? Even Dave Chappelle made a joke about that, about how, you know, when he gets his deal, not him, but the arena that he uses, they jack the prices up. That's why you only see white folks in the front rows at his, when you look at the comedy specials, them $200 seats, and don't even look at VIP. That ain't got nothing to do with him. That's the deal he makes with whoever runs the thing, and they charge the price of the tickets. What I'm saying, but we know who can afford to go to these comedy shows and watch their content. It's not necessarily us. So these people are somewhat above black folks, in a sense, right? But I'm saying black women did what they did to Chrisette Michele. Black women, there's a video of the colorist chick bragging about the TV shows and things that got canceled, and she's saying black women get credit for it. So don't lump us in this situation with Chrisette Michele when we want her target audience, when we didn't, we don't go to her concerts or like that, unless we go with our women or go with our girls. So that's y'all fault. Y'all did that shit. Right? What else she says? She says, it's fascinating to watch where black women have said way less and we don't fuck with her list. Again, y'all put her on that list. Think about Kanye West too. Again, with the Kanye Chrisette Michele comparison, Kanye West does not need niggas, right? He's above that. He don't just got fuck you money, he got fuck us money. That's clear. Y'all tried to cancel that man 100 times, and the same year y'all tried to cancel him, Jumpman, a Yeezy jumped over Jumpman. Like, his sales for Yeezys and Adidas were higher than Jordan Brand. Right? The same time y'all was canceling him, the same time his album came out, right? Now, I'm not saying culturally he doesn't need black folks. Of course, when he goes to Chicago and he hears Drake record 5 times in 2 hours and they ain't hear his album once, of course that bothers him. Of course that matters. But I'm saying you don't want your people to be against you. But I'm saying in the grand scheme of things, he's doing so much, he is above reproach. Like, y'all canceled that man a million times. It's cool for other artists to say, we don't fuck with Kanye, or we don't buy Yeezys, or whatever, right? Megan Thee Stallion, like, who was this broad? She said in an interview, oh, we don't mess with the Yeezys because of Kanye, right? So that's open public where people are constantly saying we don't fuck with Ye, but apparently us not fuck with him does not mess with his bottom line because he's still doing Gucci, right? Chrisette Michele's different. She was economically dependent upon black people for her survival, and y'all turned on her because she did her job as an artist, which I disagree with, right? She performed for Trump, y'all canceled her, she went away. I think that's sad, unfortunate, but that, again, that's black women doing that. They ain't got nothing to do with black men. Alright, so here she goes with the Kanye. Thing about Kanye West, too. The man who is unapologetic pro-Trump. No, he's not pro-Trump. He said he's not pro-Trump. He likes Trump personally. Has nothing to do with politically, but y'all keep saying that. But people keep making excuses for his genius. I don't think anybody made excuses for him. Every major outlet, every storyline said, fuck Kanye, we're not wearing his coat. Gang members made death threats, we're not wearing his Yeezys. Like, where is this pass for him? Like, the whole TMZ thing was like the camel's hump that was broken. A lot of black folks said, we over this and we're not going to talk about this, right? So, again, we got to put things in perspective. Y'all tried to cancel him and it did not work. That's the thing that we don't want to understand. We want to pout and boycott and bitch and moan. But sometimes that shit don't work. Sometimes your value doesn't matter to certain people. And that's what I think that hurts us more. So we'll make up shit. Like, we'll say, well, we're the reason why the NFL numbers went down. And we're the reason why the viewership was down. Like, nigga, you're not in Nielsen. My bad for saying it wrong before. The Nielsen program. You're not in that. So your viewership is not even being counted. Right? So black folks is arguing with white folks who actually have the tickets. They go to the games. They do have the power to dictate whether or not the NFL numbers and ratings go up. So they're going back and forth saying, no, it's us, no, it's us, no, it's us. And meanwhile, the NFL's like, no, our numbers are good. We had a 5% increase in revenue this last season. Like, y'all boycott didn't work on either side. We good. We Gucci. But she says, she makes a comparison with Trump and her again. Again, she goes, making excuses for his genius and his Sunday service, have people all maybe isn't so bad. I didn't hear anybody say that. I think people just moved on because they like his work. That's the thing, too. When people like your content, they like your work, like a Dave Chappelle, like a Kanye, some folks, even they ain't got to do with the money part, but if they like what you do, they might be mad. They might be in their feelings for a minute. But they still gonna watch that shit, right? They still gonna go entertain you because you entertain them. They like what you do. So when you suck or you're average, you don't have that luxury. And I'm not saying that's what Chrisette Michele is, but she had a niche fan base. She's not universal like a Kanye West. So that comparison does not make sense to me. Stop comparing Kanye West to Chrisette Michele. They're not even in the same lane. Meanwhile, Chrisette Michele performed at the inauguration of Trump and apologized for it, and people dragged her, still drag her. Again, who are people? Black women are dragging her. Black men aren't even in a position to boycott her or do anything to her because we don't watch her shit in the first place. I think some of this is I think some of this is the vitriol I've seen lately. The Black Lady sketch show get because many people don't feel find it funny. I have no reason to watch that show. Like, I saw it and it has no interest in me. I don't want. And that's the thing. I agree with that. Is that black folks who don't like something and want to cancel, so just don't watch the shit. I don't think that shit is funny. I don't find a lot of female comedians funny. So I had no interest in watching that show on HBO. There's a lane for it. There are people who want to watch it, and if they want to watch it, they should watch it. It's not for me. So I don't need to boycott shit I don't like. I just don't watch it, period. I don't need to tag team in the whole race to say y'all shouldn't watch it with me. I think that's lame and childish and stupid.